think it probably says something about China's aspirations in relation to its relationship with Solomon Islands. I think that's probably the source of considerable anxiety amongst countries in the immediate neighbourhood, not least Australia and New Zealand, who both have, very close relationships with Solomon Islands, including close relationships around policing and security. But I think also in terms of the broader region and other member states of the Pacific Islands Forum, there are concerns about, where this agreement might go.
The Solomons want to maintain this close relationship with Australia whilst also drawing closer to China, but particularly as relations between the two countries sour. Do you think it's possible to balance those two?
The relationship between Australia and China has not been a particularly good one in recent months and years, and I think there is some anxiety again there about how cooperation at a very practical level might play out and what it means in particular for the security agencies of the Solomon Islands when they have different actors engaging with them simultaneously, sort of teaching in very different ways or training in very different ways. I mean, how compatible will that be, and will it actually, benefit the supposed beneficiaries of such security assistance?
During the unrest in November, we talked about how the decision to sever ties with Taiwan in favor of Beijing was one contributing factor, adding fuel between these tensions between the different islands, between the capital and Malaysia. So do you think this kind of intensification, drawing closer to Beijing, this could also, reignite some of those tensions?
Beneath the kind of geopolitics that we've been largely addressing, there's a longer history of provinces, wanting to be much more autonomous than they currently are. And there's a real risk, I think, of the geopolitics accentuating some of these pre-existing divisions. We're now sort of 3 years out from the switch of diplomatic allegiance, but that opposition is still very strong.
Countries like the Solomon Islands will try to leverage this sort of competition to get what they can out of these deals. But is there also a danger of turning yourself into an arena for military competition in the region by signing these different deals with different competing countries?
Yes, I mean, I think we've seen that competition, playing out again over many years, particularly in terms of the sort of diplomatic competition between China and Taiwan. But that, competition has manifested itself largely in terms of, development assistance packages. When you introduce a security and in particular a military dimension or aspect to that, yes, there is a danger that it will result in an increasing securitization in a relatively fragile region.